Hey, I would like to discuss vampires for a moment. Um, I really don't hold any judgments or preconceptions about vampires. I'm more so not talking about individual people, except for some of my personal experiences with natural vampires, which are people who unconsciously vampire off other people, and they're very potent at doing it. But first of all, vampires. The vampire ideology is all about fear, lack. It's the lack mindset. It's situated from the ego, stimulated from the ego. It is the shadow self, the unconscious portions of our consciousness that we've left in our past and confusion, away from the light of clarity and understanding. These parts of ourself accumulate unconsciously, and then eventually, as it gains more ground with karma not being realized and transmuted, to where it starts to literally take control of the body, to where someone becomes more dark than they are loving. Anyways, there are many types of vampires, and they have evolved throughout the ages. Once upon a time, there were blood vampires who fed on flesh and on blood. They wanted their victims in a state of pure panic, where the adrenaline running through their blood sustained them and invigorated them and empowered them, where they drew the life essence of someone's directly from their blood. Well, some symptoms occur when you drink blood, and there's a particular disease. I believe I'll include it in the info box below eventually, when I get a moment to research it, where the canines begin to protrude. The skin literally begins to create instantaneous boils as you enter the sunlight. I mean, like those, what you read about or watch on TV about vampires, a good portion of it, that stuff is real. It's true. It does happen. But anyways, and then as the ages progressed, vampires they needed to evolve. So there's much cleaner ways of getting sucking the life force out of another being. They progress from the physical body up into the next dimensional scale of the emotional body, and these are still primitive vampires, but they you can notice them. I mean, have you ever noticed you're around somebody or a friend or whoever, and the more they talk about their problems, the better they feel, whether it's they feel better in their perspective or elated, so for some reason you feel drained. That is someone vamping off you. That's where they're taking your energy, and you are unconsciously giving it away by your choices to pay attention to them. Vampires the more adapt vampires progress to heightened levels of, they want to get as close to source as they can. So there are vampires that do rituals and black magic and such, and they literally want to take the life source of a animal or a human or a plant, and from the fundamental level, they're bypassing the physical reality, they're bypassing the emotional reality, they're bypassing the mental facilities. And, then you got the mental vampires, who are very articulate with their words, and they can capture an audience and make them believe certain things. But you can tell the fear perspectives do not lie. What did Jesus once say? You will know them by their fruits, and it's exactly what fruits come from certain people, and you will know the intentions underlying their actions, whether they claim to be great intentions or not. Obama, real good hint. Anyways, vampires are everywhere. everybody has that part of them. I still have a portion of my shadow self that has yet to be brought into awareness, but I am consciously aware of my potential karmic debts that I must pay, and I'm just waiting for them to manifest. I'm ready for the next relationship, intimate relationship, so that when my fears are manifested again, I will transmute them this time. I'm for sure. Intimate relationship is the quickest, fastest way to see your fears manifest, and if you can transmute them, you can, and you're in a loving relationship to where it's mutually beneficial to both of you, and you recognize it as a spiritual relationship, not based on lack, lust, fear, and you will both benefit abundantly. But anyways, vampires everywhere. Everybody has that portion of them. It is the shadow self. It is the darker self. It is the obscurity of confusion of your shattered pieces of consciousness that have been stranded in your past circumstances that never got resolved and are constantly seeking to come to the surface to your conscious awareness. Well, as it builds up subconsciously, it has been building its own identity, and if it builds to a greater degree, it will begin to fight for the conscious awareness. And that's when you notice, like, people that are really mean, really hateful, really or they're very manipulative. You got the fear perspective. You got the one that's hold themselves up righteous, and but they'll get easily offended. And then you see their darker qualities manifest. They're up on a pedestal. Then you got the really darker portion, which stay in the shadows, and but take advantage of every opportunity they can to manipulate the situation and take. And then you got another perspective of pity. The positive ones and the negative ones that make want to feel sad for them. Those are those people that you're having a conversation with, and all of a sudden you feel drained, especially in arguments. You notice that's what many relationships have become. This vampiric relationship where two people are supposed to come together and they're supposed to see each other as they are and mutually grow together, resolving their karma together. Notice the little heart right there? Mutually resolve their karma together. But what happens is two people come together in confusion and pain, and they're viewing each other from lust. So therefore they're viewing each other from a reality, from illusion. That's what they're viewing each other from. I see you as illusion, I see you as illusion. But when that enchantment breaks, and they finally see the other person as they are, they're already attached to the good parts. So they won't look at what's bad until they finally had enough, and that's when they break it off, and they don't even learn the lessons that they need to learn. So therefore, the next relationship that someone gets into, they end up attracting the same controlling person, or the same manipulative person, or the same person that hurts them, and they're the people that let people hurt them. It's just this repeating of cycles, and it goes on and on and on. So everybody has a vampiric side. What I like to refer to as natural vampires are the people that are unconscious of their vampiric qualities and are very potent. This is where most of their self is expressed on the shadow portion. It's not perspective or conscious light of awareness of love. Most of it is expressed on the shadow portion. And these people, they demand things. They want things. They want sex. They want relationships to be a certain way. And if they're not that way, they will argue with you. And as you argue with them, they will argue and argue and argue and argue until you give up trying to debate with them. That's how they get you. It's just I've had some experiences with some people. For one individual that I helped out, I tried my best to help him out whenever he first got to Portland, and I was staying in my squat. I met him and I realized he didn't have anything, and so I said, hey, I'll help you get a bike, I'll help you get hooked up with all the free food. I got homeless I got homeless down. I can do homeless. Homeless is easy. It's the most freest life you can have. So it's like, I know all the connections. I'll have to get a bike. It's funny, as I got him a bike in like within 2 days, but by then he done scared me away from helping him. I won't say it, but I realized that I could not help him, and that in every argument, or every time I didn't give him what he wanted, and he took my kindness, my generosity, and my compassion for granted every single time. And as he took it for granted, he chose to see it from a sexual perspective, and he was gay. And I have no problem with gay guys, but he kept coming on to me. And I was like, at first I was like, I took it as a compliment, of course. But he just kept coming on, and eventually I kicked him out of my squad. And I even told him to his face, I was like, dude, you are vamping off me. You are draining my energy, and I am not going to allow it anymore. So from then point on, I kicked him out of my house. I told him I tried to help him many times. I tried to offer him new perspectives. I tried to help him with material type things, like need like a sleeping bag and a bike, and he didn't want them. He was straight for the sexual energy. Such lacking in self love for yourself. It's just like when it's such a void that cannot be filled by external gain at that degree. It's so powerful when they set their attention on you and they want what you have. He saw my generosity and my kindness and my love, and he took it from me liking him, loving him. Dude, I loved him as a person. I loved him as a divine being that I know he truly is, but he took it as me sexually loving him, and I was like, no, it's not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna go down. I was scared. No, I'm not gonna say I was scared. I did not want to give this dude a hug. Alright? When you get a hug from this dude, you feel molested. Like, everybody I've met have felt really weird giving this dude a hug. And when I was staying in the Ark, he actually followed me. Followed me there. And when I was there, I was trying to convince everybody. I was like, dude, he's not meant to be here. He should not be allowed to stay here. This is a healing house for people that consciously want to evolve spiritually and help each other in mutual growth through understanding, cooperation, and conglomerate co-creation by contemplating it. He was not interested in any of that. He took advantage of everybody, and it took until he burnt all of his bridges with everybody in the house before finally he didn't have anywhere else to vamp off of, and he left. That's how you beat a vampire. You don't give them any attention. If you don't feed them anything, they leave by themselves. You don't have to choose to hurt their feelings or anything like that. You can still remain a friend with them, but you just detach from the negativity. You don't give them any more attention because you realize it's not going to go anywhere. And if you get in a conversation with them, they just drain you. Like, literally, I had to get a recharge after my experience with this dude. And an interesting scenario, the Rainbow Gathering, is I'm in the trade circle, right? And I'm doing my thing, talking with some people, having really great vibes with everybody, and all of a sudden I feel something. I go, I turn, and my eyes just link up directly with his, and I go, whoa. I literally felt his gaze on me. I felt him like trying to get my attention, and I was like, not gonna happen. I shut that off instantaneously. Anyways, main point is everybody has, until you become enlightened, which is really just your natural state of being. It's nothing special. It's just your natural state of being. Until you become, then you still have a shadow self, and that shadow self will keep you from being and experiencing the moment. And the shadow self is the vampiric self of fear, of lack, of judgment, of criticism, of self-doubt. Until you transmute it completely, it's still going to be there, and everybody is there. So express compassion to your fellow man, because everybody has to deal with this part of ourselves. And you have to come to terms with it. You have to transmute those fear perspectives into the light of love, compassion, and understanding. And clarity is the only way you're going to resolve it. And love you all. Thanks.